I brought a bottle of champagne, and they just confiscated. Yes,
Are you the ghost?
yes. Where's Dave? Listen, I'm with my wife's boyfriend. I'm with my wife's boyfriend. I'm trying to negotiate a pardon. If Dave,
You have security?
I have a ticket. I have a ticket. What I'm saying is, let me try to discuss a pardon, Rico. Rico, don't be a wimp. Why can't I talk to you?
I work for a media company in New York. This guy stole the office, and I'm a little concerned.
Why are you concerned? I got a ticket. Rico, don't be a wimp. You don't have to be a pussy. Dude, I'm trying to apologize. I want to mend the fences. If Trump can give a pardon to all the January 6ers, why can't you negotiate a pardon with me? I know, but why, Rico? Why is that such a hard deal? It was a joke. You know it. You know it was a joke. I know, but why are you going to be like that? I know, but I don't understand. Dude, I'm trying to apologize. You don't want to help me out a little bit, Rico? I've never done anything to you. I just want to mend the fences. I don't know why that's such a big deal. Like, I'm sorry that I stormed... Rico, I'm sorry that I stormed the offices. I don't understand why this has to be such a big deal. I'm sorry.
This guy stormed the office a couple months ago, and now he's following you.
I was just trying to talk to you. Listen, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about the thing. I am his friend. I'm sorry. Rico, I'm here as a friend. I don't know why. Didn't tell him I brought that bottle of champagne. At least show him the champagne I brought him. Because he's not going to believe it. I tell him.
If he don't want you here.
All right, I'll leave. Rico, I'll leave. But I just want to say I'm sorry. Please, if you would consider negotiating a pardon. Okay, but I'm sorry.
Please get away from me. Please get away
Okay, I will. But I got a ticket.
Are you going on it?
Yeah, I'm about to.
Okay, go.
I'm sorry, Rico. I wish you could just mend the fences. I don't know why it has to be like this.
My grind so refined, I got no time for no games. Ask yourself why would I make time for you lames? At all costs, cause I'm a boss. But break them off, yeah, gotta break them off.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Prime Time with Alex Stein. I'm your host, Alejandro Stein, and we have a very special evening planned for you guys. We have the young king of comedy. You've seen him on Last Comic Standing. You know him here at The Blaze from Normal World. He's also been the co-host for Anthony Cumia and many other great broadcasters, and he's a great broadcaster himself. Welcome on the one, the only Dave Landau. Dave, welcome.
Hello. Good to be here, sir.
Finally.
I know. We record at the same time.
I know it's been difficult, but I am happy to finally have you here. And it's funny that you're on an episode where randomly I went and I had I don't want to call it a confrontation because I was going there to create some sort of a peace treaty, right? So what would you consider that? If what's a better adjective than confrontation?
I guess calling him a pussy a bunch could be seen as confrontational, but you know, it's really just how thick your skin is. Yeah. And clearly.
I mean, call him a pussy. He was being a pussy, though. I mean, you know, I didn't want to call him that, but he was being a pussy. And Rico, he is a pussy. Are you familiar? Do you know anything about Rico, Barstool, or anything?
He's like a Swiss soccer player, right?
No. Rico is he's a mentally ill, deranged person that has attacked multiple people in his office. And on top of that, on top of him attacking no, he has. He's thrown a ball. Here, I'll pull it up right now.
No, I want to see it.
Yeah, no, Rico.
Why
Internet's going slow as hell, but here, let me pull up the Rico clip of him attacking one of his employees.
Oh, cool.
But Rico he also, Jimmy, how do I explain this? He went after another employee's wife through a burner Twitter account?
Yep, he harassed an employee's wife with a burner
so he made a
social
fake
media.
Twitter account?
He has a bunch of fake Twitter accounts.
And then just went and talked to somebody's wife?
Yeah, what did he say to the wife? I don't remember.
He was literally trying to say things about that coworker to tear apart their marriage, allegedly. Like he's a psycho.
Why would you?
Yeah, he's a bad dude.
She's going to listen to somebody who's a troll and leave her husband?
Maybe. You never know. I mean, he's probably lying. He's probably planting evidence. He lied about our interaction. So before we even give my behind-the-scenes story, I did have a bottle of champagne, and this is in the bus stop. They pissed me off, and I got jacked.
They have terrible champagne at bus stops.
No, but listen. This is insane, David. And that is very funny. They do have very low-quality champagne. I go there with a bottle of champagne thinking, oh, this will be cool, right? Yeah. So I have the bottle of champagne in my hand. I don't have it in a bag. I don't have any bags. I bought a bus ticket so I could go back. behind, the security, so I wouldn't have any issue. Carrying it around. Well, I walk outside to where the buses are. So there's like a station and there's a little area where it's like, it's technically outside, but it's like in the bus depot. And I'm walking, and all of a sudden I'm walking to one of the buses. A black woman comes behind me, just takes it out of my hand in a security outfit. I go, what is going on, ma'am? Give me that back. And she points to a sign that happened to be right there. It says no alcohol. And I'm like, it's not open. This is a gift. She's like, I don't care. And it was a nice bottle of Veuve. She just
knows you could have used it as a knife.
Yeah, well, she wanted to keep it. She wanted to get drunk. And I see you, LaQuisha, for taking that bottle of whatever Veuve. I hope you enjoy it tonight, because I got to interact with Rico, and he did not want to have a conversation, which is not totally surprising, but this is how he described the event. So let's show full screen one of the Rico tweet. So what does that say, Jimmy?
So Dallas has been fun. I've been here for 30 seconds. That rat scum loser who stormed the New York City office, Alex Stein, met me off the bus with some bimbo videoing trying to get a, quote, pardon. I immediately went for security and wanted nothing to do with him. I'm sure the video will come out because that's all he does is stunts for attention.
Yeah, that's what we're in the business of doing. We're in the media business. We try to do stuff for attention. We wanted people to see the content that we make, Rico. I know that he had a show that didn't do that well, Healthy Debates, because he didn't have anybody watch it. So I'm not trying to give you lessons, Rico, but nobody wants to make content that nobody sees. That's the whole point of making content, is so somebody sees it. So, okay, I guess his logic is not that great. So this is, I don't know if you know my wife's boyfriend on Tariffs.
I have. I've met a couple of them.
You have met them all, and they're all pretty nice guys.
Yeah, they're all very, very titted.
They all have big breasts. Yeah, there is a type for sure.
It's very nice that she's into that.
But when it comes to this storming their capital, like I think of Donald Trump, right?
Sure.
And Donald Trump had
making everyone do it.
Well, he did kind of make him do it, but hey, listen, he pardoned them all after the fact. So I mean, they went to jail for a few years.
Way too long, yeah.
I mean, it's not that big a deal. I think, hey, listen, I'm on the side of the January 6ers, and I'm on the side of Trump. Yeah, he probably raised $100 million and spent like $200,000 of it on January 6ers. He did pardon him at the end of the day, so I guess all that money went to a good cause. But if Donald Trump can handle the scrutiny that he handled from the left when it came to pardoning all the January 6ers and the January 6th Commission and all the sham surrounding it, he had to have a lot of courage to make that decision. And I implore and ask Dave, not Landau, Portnoy. Sorry, I can get confusing. We have a Dave on the show.
I also like 1 bites of pizza.
Everybody loves it. That's where everybody knows him. Nowadays, Dave's a pizza boy. He's not even, and I'm not saying that disrespectful. I'm just saying now his pizza content is, I think, his most popular content. I
agree.
Yeah, it is. Everybody knows. But my point is, Dave, I want to say I'm sorry. I did storm your Capitol. And if Donald Trump can have the courage to go against all of his haters and pardon some grandmothers that smoked marijuana inside the Capitol and pooped on Nancy Pelosi's desk, I think you can be okay with me bringing my wife's boyfriend and him accidentally crapping his pants. He farted and a little shark came out. And that did get on your floor. And that is, that's on me. If you want to send me a cleaning bill, I will handle that with no questions asked. That's the least I can do. So, Dave, what do you think Dave's response is going to be before we play it? What would you speculate?
Dave Portnoy's?
Yes.
I'm going to guess he's probably a little offended. Did you say that your wife's boyfriend shat on
a little bit? Yes, he had his little fecal matter did get on.
I just think that might be the line.
Is that?
I mean, I realize.
Would urine be the line, or is it just fecal?
Well, I think urine is definitely can be a line, but I think the fecal is probably the worst part of it. I mean, I realize, like you said, you're a newsman, and a lot of them chase people into a building. And
exactly. This is the new news. This is 24/7 news cycle. We have to be different, dude. You saw Anchorman.
I did, and I'm complete. This is the same, and I completely agree. I think I think he should pardon you, honestly.
Thank you, Dave.
He's got money to pick up carpet shit.
You're very reasonable. And it's just a little poop on your carpet. It's not that big a deal. And I mean, it happens. Like that's the first person. Didn't somebody's dog poop in Barstool recently, Jimmy?
I believe so.
I believe that did happen. And then I think Ben Mintz stepped in it, or somebody stepped in it. Okay, so now let's play.
Somebody stepped in shit in the Barstool? At
Barstool, yes. Let's play Dave Portnoy's comments on the incident that happened this morning.
Okay.
He's zeroing in on getting close to San Antonio. And what really, I want to wish that trip on my worst enemy. What
I would have quit. I just saw his last. See who's the idiot that went into the office that time? Do you see this?
Alex Stein.
Yeah, so he went in there. He went after him today
seen
in
the
Dallas.
Clip yet.
He said it's going to come out, but he went after him in Dallas today or something.
That guy's one of the great pieces of shit of
Oh,
our
enormous
generation.
arm waving asshole.
That's the guy who Mincy let in.
Yeah,
correct.
that's the guy Mincy let in.
That's right.
And then when he had like a homeless guy actor, but no one knows it's an actor, like looking like he's gonna drop a bomb. They're like, why were you guys so upset about this stunt where you show up with like a lunatic out of nowhere? Anyways, I guess
the beginning of the clip. He already put out like the first part of the clip, and he said the rest will be released at 6
Oh, Stein did?
And he's looking for like basically forgiveness from you, is what I sensed from the clip, Dave, or one of his tweets.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Yeah, he's buddies with. Are you sick with?
Same as last year. I meet these ice Reese's.
Oh, eating his Reese's. You know what happened with Alex Stein?
He fucking ambushed me off the bus, dude. Because I guess people figured out the route. So a couple of people have met me. Like kids walked from Indianapolis when they saw the picture at Lucas Oil from their job, and were like, "Yo, can we take a picture?" Like, all right, yeah.
Were they riders?
Yes.
Who isn't a
people have
rider?
been. Some people have been good. Then I get to Dallas. Or no, I get to Texarkana.
Dallas, right?
And
Okay, yeah.
well, first I get to Texarkana, and a guy was like, "Yo, I've been following you all the way through. I'm a college basketball guy. I know this guy that you're friends with," and he gave me a bottle of champagne in a vintage Benz. It was a fucking unbelievable story.
With
Then
Dave's
I get to
name on it, so you can pop it when he ends up combusting.
Dave dies from
Why? We had a good exchange. He didn't put the name. I sent him clear heart, full eyes, can't lose. He said, "Thanks for the inspiration. Thanks
Why
for
is
giving
he in
me
a
the chance."
dorm?
Yeah, I know.
So
Well,
yeah, so then I get to Dallas,
It
and
looks
he's
like he's
waiting
in a
for me
dorm.
off the fucking bus, and I know him, like he says, Alex Stein, and I know right away, and he's got some bimbo filming him.
Come on,
And,
Rico.
The whole time,
Rico.
like immediately, I'm like, all right, I'm not getting. I just
do you mean
did
by
47
bimbo?
hours. So this bimbo, this girl was videoing. So
Just
he's
a normal girl? Or is she like in a bikini? When you say bimbo, I'm thinking like big American, like fake
Nah,
tits.
just
like a like a bathing suit or something. Yeah.
Nah, she hangs
Just
out
a
with him.
girl.
She's a bimbo. Yeah, she's a bimbo.
He's feeling it, Dave. He's
So-
feeling it. Let him go. Don't get in the way. Go ahead. Sorry. Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm 45 hours into this thing. I'm not getting kicked off now. So immediately he's like, "Oh, I'm Alex Stein." I'm like, "Yo, aren't you the guy who ambushed the office?" And I went right to security. I'm like, "Yo, security, this guy ambushed my office. He's following me. He's stalking me. Like, just get him out of here." And they're like, "All right, whatever." And then he keeps following. Like, "I want Dave to bury the hatchet. I want Dave to bury." I'm like, "Pal, I want nothing to do with you." Like, I go to security again. They throw him out. So it's just like, whatever. That's what he does. He releases the video for like, clicks and shit like that. But yeah, it was pretty annoying.
Yeah, I mean, I would have thought you would have bum rushed him like you almost got Meek Phil with a kill
Yeah.
shot. But I saw the apology to Meek Phil. It was very nice of you. Sorry.
And I was there in a friendly manner, so I think that's why Rico didn't attack me. But I mean, do you think that he's a pussy for not attacking me, Dave?
No,
I don't think so either.
I think that he probably didn't want to go to prison.
Yeah.
So it's probably a good thing he didn't just flat out attack, because you have been attacked by.
I've been attacked multiple times.
Yeah, by many college protesters.
All kinds of
Yeah.
protesters, transgender people, just
Yes.
gay people. Okay, so here, let me see if this will play. Let's pull up this. This is Rico recently at his office. Can you hear that?
I'm asking a question. The guy saw you walk through. Why don't you get a picture?
Got it, Phil. Got it, Phil. Make sure you post it too, and you and Neely boy.
Is this what he was referencing?
Wait, no, this is one of the fights.
Are you talking about the one where he threw a Coke bottle?
Yeah,
at
here,
big
exit
tennis,
out. Let me
big-
find that one. I thought that was the one that just. I don't want to accidentally show something weird. So here, stop sharing the.
It was like Big Tennessee, I think his name is.
Yeah, they called him Big T. I
Or
just
Big
had
T,
it
yeah.
up earlier. I think I liked it. Hold on, let me find it in my likes. But Rico is crazy. Jimmy, what is like another instance of him acting insane and
Well, I mean,
unhinged?
that was the main one where he threw a Coke bottle almost, and it went through the wall, and then he went up and yelled at him and says, "I'll put this Coke bottle between your fucking skull." And then he had to do a month of anger management.
Yeah, and then I mean
That was his sentence?
yeah, that was it.
Oh, and then he
Or what the company enforced?
the Portnoy, that was his punishment. And then another time he left Barstool and then realized that he's a psycho and can't be employed at a normal company, so he like begged for his job back. And but the way they went about it, it was just hilarious. He was just such a meathead, and
He publicized how he went about getting his job back.
Yeah. Well, Portnoy and
Sorry,
Big
I should
Cat.
have looked at what we were doing.
No. Well, we didn't even give you anything to look at, but I'm trying to find this damn video of him throwing that can. I had it up earlier.
Here, I can find it and email it to you if you want to just
send
keep
it.
talking.
Do not show the screen. Of course, I type in throws can, and now I'm seeing like a naked woman. Twitter is disgusting.
It's all going to be twerking.
It's all going to be can. Do not type in can. Okay, try to find that, Jimmy, and send it to me
I'll
on Twitter.
look for it.
But no, Rico is totally unhinged. I see. Are there any Rico writers in the chat? I'd like it if the Rico writers in the chat would actually man up. Hold on, let me call Morgan real quick too. I told her I was going to call her. She's been
the one
going.
holding the camera.
No, Morgan. No, that my baby, prepaid wireless. Who's not a bimbo. Rico is probably a virgin. The guy couldn't get laid with a $100 bill hanging out of his fly in the Tijuana whorehouse. I don't believe so. Do you think he could, Dave?
Me?
Yeah, no, I know you could. You've been in a lot of whorehouses. Is that
Many. Just today.
But Dave, actually, real quick, I'm sorry we've been talking about me this whole time. And
No, you're fine.
I do need to call Morgan. You do have kind of, and I mean this with all due respect, don't you have kind of a long rap sheet? Is that correct?
Yes. You bet I do. 13 arrests. But I quit 15 years ago.
No child molestation arrests, right?
No, just drinking and driving.
I was hoping you're going to be a molester, and I was going to have one of those pedophile poachers come here and beat you up.
No, I've been there, done that.
Yeah, me too. I've done those a lot.
They don't arrest you. 0% conviction rate on To Catch a Predator. You can come back 3 or 4 times.
No, zero. They love it. They don't want them to go to jail so they can keep coming back.
Yeah,
actually,
they want to film. I mean, come on.
Well, I don't want to pull this up because I don't want to even make the kid look bad, but there was a predator poach the other day that went viral where it was an 18-year-old kid, still in high school, texting a 15-year-old, and they confronted this.
Why? Oh, that's
that's what I'm saying. That's normal. I know that was. I mean, that's not that crazy for an 18-year-old.
No, and let's say you're 42 and texting a 15-year-old, right?
That's not that big a deal.
It happens.
Dave, are you of the opinion when the male student sleeps with the older, attractive teacher that is not sexual abuse, or
Depends on the teacher.
if she's a fat hog that is abuse, but if she's like a 9, it's fine?
Yeah, if she looks like Selma Hayek, I think it's not guilty. But if you're getting gangbanged while they wear scream masks, it's a little bit on you.
That was
It's all over
crazy.
you.
That was crazy that she was doing that.
But if you look like the woman that shot Selena, then you're guilty.
Morgan, real quick, we got Dave Landau here. There's a lot of people watching, but you are going DEFCON 5. I think that's the highest DEFCON. I'm not sure. On these Rico riders, and you're crushing them. So can you give us the latest update on your trench warfare that you're committing on Twitter?
Well, first of all, ahoy, Dave.
Ahoy
you are
to
one of my
you.
favorites, and I love you.
Thank you.
Pretty much the only thing that these people have to say is that I'm ugly and I look like a horse. And that's really the extent of their insults.
They always go with looks, though, so you cannot take that. You have to take that with a grain of salt, and you know that they're just soy boy haters. You know, they would all be simping.
And that's what I have said, actually. You know, I would be willing to say 95 to 98% of these people attacking me for my physical appearance are incels, and they live at home with their parents still, and that's okay. I mean, it's not for me, but yeah, I'm not really hurt by any of this. They think they're getting to me. They're not. I have a really wonderful boyfriend who does not think that I'm ugly, and that's really all I care about.
And you're not ugly, Morgan. You're looking great. Morgan got on the Ozempic, Dave, and she lost a bunch of weight.
You.
She has. She's an Ozempic success story. Do you know any?
I just have diabetes, but it's not
For
diagnosed
diabetes, though, not for weight loss. I just happen to have lost a little over 100 pounds.
yet. Good for you. That's hard.
I know.
I can't lose 10.
I found some of it. You should get on the Zemp. Have you ever thought about it?
I didn't want my bones to get soft.
Did you get brittle? Morgan, did your bones get soft? One of your bones did, right? Didn't your pinky toe fall
One
off?
of my bones. To be fair, my bones were I almost said a really.
They
bad
were
word.
soft to begin with, right? She had brittle
yeah.
bone disease before.
Yeah,
Well, if you
I
have osteoporosis already, you've
vertebrae
got
in my
nothing
spine,
to lose but
so-
weight.
Yeah, she's had a bad spine. So.
Yeah.
You had nothing to lose, Morgan. I just want to say, Morgan, you are such a great soldier. Thank
well,
you.
except 100 pounds. I had 100 pounds to lose.
You
That's
had 100.
incredible, though.
That is. She's a success story.
real.
So, Morgan, none of these guys, these fatsos calling you ugly names, none of them could lose as much weight as you because they're all soy boy pussies. But, Morgan, I just want to say thank you. You're doing some great work, always defending the chat rats. And before you go, can you shout out the chat rat meetup? How many days is it till the meetup?
23. and we still need everybody to. I've actually got a couple messages in the last 24 hours of people telling me that they're coming. They've booked their flights, stuff like that. Super excited. You know, I am going to plug that it is my birthday on the 26th.
Yes,
so
we're going to have cake.
Celebrate me.
We're going to be partying. We're all staying at the Rio Hotel. I got you a hotel room, so if you guys want to come
Once again, my diabetic ass cannot eat the cake, but I appreciate the gesture.
we can get a sugar-free one, but that stuff makes me fart. That fake
Probably
sugar.
disgusting.
Hey, you know, beggars can't be choosers. All right, I'll see you, my brittle-boned.
Batty.
Batty. Brittle-boned Batty, Morgan, the top chat rat, the queen of all chat rats. Thank you, Morgan. Keep on defending me. I really appreciate that. I mean that. Thank you.
I always got your back, dude.
All right, bye. She's been fighting and kicking people's asses on. She's a big fan of yours as well. Okay, so guys,
that's very cool.
Dave, do you like movies?
I do. I love movies.
Wait, Alex, do you want to play the video or do you want?
Oh yeah, duh. Before we get into the movies.
Oh right.
Excuse me. Now I have a cough from Rico or something. He's been writing. I shouldn't have been at that bus station. Talk about COVID-19.
Yeah, you're gonna get it.
They have COVID-69, COVID. Every variation of COVID was at that bus stop. Okay, so let's watch Rico with his coworkers and how he likes to act.
Threw it so hard. Terrence has lost it. I don't know. How many motherfucking times? Because this one goes right in your fucking face. You understand that? Do you fucking understand?
Oh, he's serious.
Oh, he's dead serious.
How many fucking times? How many? Stop. Okay, real quick here before I take off, heading back to Florida. The Rico Bosco incident. As the commissioner, jury, judge, executioner of my guys and the content, the attack on Big T, here's what we're doing. It's a serious thing. Yeah, we can laugh because Rico's a psycho. But we can't have that in the office. We just can't have it. So here's the punishment. Effective immediately, 1 month suspension for Rico, all Barstool activities, no part in any of them.
Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at how he acts real quick.
Because this one goes right in your fucking face. You understand that? Do you fucking understand? I'll fucking run right through you. You fuck. How many fucking times? How many?
When he hits that, okay, all right, that's enough of that. When he hits that desk, that just cracks me the hell up. So
what was he so mad about? I don't even understand this.
Big T kept calling him Terrence, which is his real name, and he's
called him
super
Terrence, that wasn't his
self-conscious
real
about
name?
it.
No, that is his real name. His real name's Terrence. He hates being called Terrence or Terry, I think.
Oh, that I see.
I think Terry's a cool name. Well, remember, put it in reverse,
That's,
Terry.
Terry Bollea Hogan's name.
You know I'm very good friends with his best friend or his ex-best friend, Bubba the Love
That's a big
Sponge.
deal.
Yeah, well, I'm saying.
Oh, I do know who Bubba loves.
And he let Hogan blast his wife.
Yeah, he did. Oh, that was the funniest sex tape of all time.
It was like the grossest too, because it was like,
I'm so full. Like he's just sitting there. He's like, I can't. He's trying to get it up.
Yeah, he was having trouble, and he's sitting on the bed with his gut, and then he said something really funny too. He talked about how he was full, and then I don't know. Everybody does not need to go see it, but you don't even see because it was like so grainy. You don't really actually see like their bodies. You see their bodies together, but it almost looks like shadows or silhouettes than it does like a pornography.
Yeah, it looks. I didn't know that Bubba the Love Sponge let him do that.
Oh, he let him. Oh, yeah, he wanted him to. But then, and this
he
is
wanted him to.
Yeah, okay. Bubba's kind of crazy like that, and I love Bubba. But Bubba was also so fat at one point. He used to have his wife wipe his ass. Yeah,
really?
Yes, that's a famous.
What a treasure of a woman.
And
I'd certainly let her have sex with Hulk Hogan.
Well, Heather, I think, wiped his ass, but it was actually the girlfriend before. He was so fat. He actually was thin in the Heather days because he was working out with Hogan. But in a court deposition later on, it actually found out that Hogan and Heather secretly had sex one other time in Nashville that he didn't know about, and that really hurt his feelings.
He's got to be there. Did Randy Savage do it, then drive into a tree?
Okay, let's not bring up Randy because him and Hogan have a lot of heat. And
do they really? Do they still?
Macho's dead.
Macho can't really speak for himself, but what do you think? Hogan's still mad at him?
I think so because supposedly that Macho. Are you a big Mark wrestling Mark?
Well, back in the,
that's what I'm saying. Of the good old era, yes. Yeah. So supposedly Macho was dating Miss Luann or whatever his girls or whatever her name was, and that Terry Bollea's wife, Linda Hogan, was like best friends with her and was kind of like radicalizing her to be more free and more open spirit. And Macho Man had like this weird protective control thing of her, whatever her name was, and so he blamed Hogan for ruining his marriage. So that's why there's a major heat. And then they even say,
well, Hogan's marriage worked out fine, so that's good.
Have you seen Linda recently? Her face
I
is
haven't.
Horrible. Oh my gosh.
the whole reality show just destroyed them.
That was such.
And the prison phone call where he's like, "We can't worry about the kid you paralyzed that I bought beer for."
Yeah.
That didn't help him at all either.
And Nick recently got another DWI.
Did he? That's what I heard. Yeah.
Yes.
He was. I was actually in Tampa, and it was just before that, and we went to Hogan's bar.
And this is Linda. Linda's not doing very
Your
good.
face out there and know that
God.
all these horrible things are going on behind the scenes.
Does she have sepsis?
Yeah,
No,
he
she's getting
marches on.
Botox. She
He
says.
marches on like, yeah. Oh, I'm promoting my own beer, real American beer. Yeah, look at me. Woo! Yeah. He's such a hero, right? Not.
He made a comeback.
He did. RNC was the star of the RNC.
And she left with a kid on a scooter.
Make us a family.
Yeah, a 19-year-old. Yeah, you
Yeah.
remember it, yeah.
And try to, I'm sorry.
Don't do that.
You can hear her birds. You know she's unhinged when she has a bunch of birds.
Yeah, one of
chirping.
your only friends are birds.
I'm still this sad.
It's a cockatiel.
And dude, those birds never stop chirping like that. How could you even sleep?
You can't. We had a bird, and my dad gave it away after like 2 weeks.
That's what I'm saying. That was just, you thought, oh, let's get this parakeet, and you had it in the house, and it just wouldn't shut the fuck
Yeah,
up.
I wanted it at school, and then we put it in there, and it's just like, my dad's just like, you can't. The fucking thing's singing every morning.
Did you think about just letting
Sorry,
it?
we're not allowed to swear.
No, we can swear. As long as you don't say the N-word, you can say whatever you want. But did you consider just letting the bird out of the cage and letting it fly away, or was it like one of those birds you can't do that?
He gave it to my grandma, who he didn't necessarily like, on my mom's side. And then she had it, and I believe her cat ate it at some point.
No, I like that Tom and Jerry vibes. If you think about it, the bird, the parakeet, is kind of like the white people's version of the smoke detector without a battery.
That's true.
But
but the bird will get you out of the house. The smoke detector without a battery is just, you die.
I wonder if anybody's ever been killed by their pet bird.
I bet you they have.
I'm sure
Some of those, have you seen some of those giant, what do you call them? Birds?
Are dinosaurs real or fake, Dave?
Clearly they were planted by the government.
The Rothschilds. Thank you. David knows some things. All right. And then, Dave, we've never really had a serious
How
conversation.
can the world be 3,000 years old and there be dinosaurs?
Doesn't make sense. And listen, they do all this carbon dating. They took some damn lava from a damn volcano, and the lava was 10 minutes old. They took it right to a damn carbon dating place. They said, oh, this lava is 15 million years old. They're like, man, this rock is younger than a damn newborn baby, sir. How could you, date it at this age? It's because carbon dating's bullshit.
And birds, or not birds, but much like birds, dinosaurs supposedly had feathers.
That's what
Have you
they
heard
say.
that?
I've
Can you imagine how gay that is?
Dinosaurs, in a way, are gay.
Especially if they have feathers.
Well, that's how they really went extinct. Is they started the whole trans and gay, and then
they were very colorful.
it was not an asteroid. They just all got DEI'd and social justice, and they became a gay dinosaur community. And they couldn't figure out how to have babies anymore because everybody was so gay. All the lady dinosaurs were 69ing, and all the men dinosaurs were doing anal. Okay. Oh, actually, I don't want to go into our ad read after I say anal, considering this is a great company that we're speaking about. So real quick,
Out of the way.
yeah, in between, let's
In between dino anal.
oh gosh, and then we're gonna play the Dave's joke. It's about a swastika. Okay, no, let me let's just reset the show, and I love Jesus Christ. He died for our sins. I love this world. Amen. A father tells his son the greatest story ever told. And what begins as a bedtime tale becomes a life-changing journey. Through vivid imagination, the boy walks alongside Jesus, witnessing his miracles, facing his trials, and understanding his ultimate sacrifice. The King of Kings invites us to rediscover the enduring power of hope, love, and redemption through the eyes of a child. This film has a high-profile cast of voices to include Oscar Isaac, Pierce Brosnan, everybody loves Mrs. Doubtfire, Mark Hamill, Star Wars, but great actor, Keith Branagh, Ben Kingsley, Sir Ben Kingsley, Uma Thurman, and Forrest Whitaker, to name a few. There's also a beautiful animation, and it is the perfect film to enjoy with your family this Easter. To watch this film, go to angel.com/Alex. That's angel.com/Alex. And let me tell you why I like The King of Kings, why I like this movie, because I didn't realize, Dave, I don't know if you ever saw it, I didn't know in The Passion of Christ Jesus dies at the end. Did you know that?
Yes. It was a surprise in the cinema.
I was crying. I was so emotionally invested. All of a sudden, like these Jewish people start killing him, and I was like,
That's debatable.
okay, you're right.
Romans.
It was the Romans. It was the Romans. It was Pontius Pilate that
That's
was
what-
instructed by
Well,
Jeffrey Epstein's great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather.
that was actually the first movie I took my wife on a date to.
Passion of the Christ.
Yeah, I don't even
You
know
got
why.
laid, right?
Oh yeah, in the theater.
They just have to hose down the theater after that.
I wish I was kidding. I just picked a random movie.
Wait, time out. So now we're being serious.
I'm
We're
dead
not doing
serious.
shtick. The first you went on a date and
Was
you said,
Passion of the Christ. And we were both from Second City, and I was like, well, yeah, I love Mel Gibson, not really thinking that it's going to be a 3-hour, and it's in Latin, and she hated
yeah, subtitled. The whole thing's
Yeah, so
subtitled.
the whole thing is not for her. I'm enjoying the cinema of it.
Because
I
to
love
be
movies.
fair, it was an entertaining, it was an interesting movie to watch.
It
For
was.
sure. It was a good movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just wasn't a great date movie.
Yeah, no, the worst.
So, yeah, it was very awkward after where I was like, so what did you think? It was just, she didn't, obviously, how do you hate it? You're not going to be like, well, it's the worst
Did she
thing.
convert? Did she convert to Christianity?
That day. She was Jewish when we walked in, Polish when we walked out.
Okay, now, Dave, I want to get into you, Dave, because like I said, it is a pleasure and a privilege to have you on the show. It's been too long. We finally have you. And Dave, you are a well-established touring, headlining comedian. You've seen him on Kill Tony. You've been all around the country many times over, and everybody needs to go see you on your recent tour. Go to @LandauDave on Twitter, and you're going to see all of his dates.
Dallas this weekend.
Dallas this weekend, Hyenas. But real quick, this joke that you make, I think, is so funny. So let's play the Nazi joke right now.
Good to be in Spokane. Saw somebody carving a swastika into a Tesla. Yeah, which is weird. It's electric, and I'm pretty sure Nazis preferred gas. I feel like you should look up history before you start making these choices.
Dave, that is so funny. So, do you think, are you ever worried, though, as a comedian, when you say stuff like this? The Blaze is very free speech, though, but are you ever worried that somebody interprets that and they're going to call you I don't think anything's anti-Semitic about that, but...
Yeah, I mean, I don't worry about it anymore, but I know it's going to happen. I mean,
Has anybody on that tweet? Because it's doing pretty well.
Not yet, it was new. So, but I mean, even when I wrote it, I walked out and just said it as my opener. So it's like...
I think that's a funny way to break the ice.
Yeah, if you just... I think the harder the joke and the darker just to come out on the top with it, because then you're free to do whatever you want the rest of your set, especially if it's something topical like that. And that one was one I just was like, oh yeah, like nobody's taken this angle yet, which is I love cars and I hate Teslas.
Yeah.
You know?
And
Teslas are not cars. No offense, I don't mind...
Have you driven the Cybertruck? Not trying to shut up.
No.
I drove Tim Pool's. Tim's a great guy. The Cybertruck drives like shit. It has this weird oval steering wheel, and it doesn't even feel because when you drive an electric car, it doesn't brake the same. When you're not gassing it, it just starts stalling.
It just stops.
It just stops. It's like a go-kart. So I didn't like it.
I rented a Tesla because it was almost free because nobody wanted one, and I took it, and I honestly came back and I got a Mustang.
Well, it's crazy you say this. Hertz is actually losing tons of money. They're trying to sell all of their Teslas because nobody wanted to rent the Tesla either.
That's who I use. I have a Hertz Gold member pass.
Now they're trying to sell them all. They're trying to sell. They have like the most white Teslas. They own the most white Teslas, and they're trying to sell them all. And supposedly you can get a really good deal on a Hertz white Tesla if you want to buy that car. If you're a homosexual, not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, you can buy your electric gay car. I mean, straight hetero. I just think it's great that he's making them in America, and I hope the company keeps growing and American jobs. But it's also. They're pieces of shit.
They are pieces of shit, and they're gay. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that. But you talk about, these tariffs and these taxes are going to bring a lot of car companies to America. I saw Hyundai is building a $20 billion plant to build cars here. I know in Arlington, that's a city that has a big General Motors plant. Like everybody works in that area works for the General Motors plant. You're from Detroit, so you know how the auto industry is so important.
Oh, yeah.
So do you think Detroit died because we let multinational corporations take the manufacturing outside of the United States, in your opinion?
In a way. I mean, did you see the Hyundai prototype car for an electric car?
No, I think the Sonus or something. I think I saw Ionis or something
based
weird.
on the 80s models.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
It looks awesome.
Yeah, I know exactly what car. It looks badass.
Yes. The problem with a lot of American companies, yes, they built a lot of nice cars, but they also got in the 90s, you had like Mercury and then you had Ford, and there was just 2 different tags for the exact same car. And they didn't put a lot into them. And like you look at stuff like the Dodge and Plymouth Neon, and like there was a lot of garbage cars that were unreliable that then made people want to buy cars that were overseas. So I think the designers and the manufacturers are also responsible.
They are, but what's crazy is Chrysler owned Jeep, and Jeep is arguably one of the most popular car brands, and then they're with Chrysler, which is like one of the least popular car brands.
Yeah, well, and when it was Daimler Chrysler, when Mercedes was a part of it, they released some stuff, but it didn't really work either. And I have a Jeep Cherokee, is one of the cars I have, but it's not necessarily reliable either. Like a lot of the electronics on it mess up. Like, I like to buy old cars now because they're easy to fix. Like, I just bought a 98 Eldorado.
That's a great Cadillac Eldorado, yeah. But see, the North Stars are junk, but you can get them pretty fixed.
If you get the right one, though, it's good.
They are good. No, I'm not even hating.
Coincidentally just get the car that's built on a Monday, and it wasn't done on a Friday where everybody's drunk and just wanting to leave.
And everything's
early.
all loose and goose. Yeah, no, you get a non-lemon one. So,
yeah, but I think it's both. I think it's absolutely both. But I mean, America had to step up its car game for sure.
Who was the bigger anti-Semite, Henry Ford or Kanye West?
Oh, I would probably say, well, did Kanye... Kanye doesn't put the Articles of Zion in every album he sells.
No, he does not. And the International Jew was a book that spoke about... I want to say what the book spoke about, but I'm afraid to say it on YouTube because I just want to say that we love Israel, L'chaim, and Shalom, but this book had an opposite opinion of that, and this was a free pamphlet in every single Ford dealership. The #1 car company in the world, and actually there's this...
Actually, at the time, kind of, besides like Germany and a couple others, but pretty much the car company.
The only car...
assembly line car company.
He created the assembly line.
He had the printing press that was printing off Articles of Zion.
The Dearborn Express or whatever it was, and it was he owned the media. So he was the original Jeff Bezos. So it'd be like if Jeff Bezos was posting swastikas in the Washington Post right now, which a lot of people
or just every time you opened a box, there was just one in there.
Can you imagine in Hitler's Mein Kampf, he spoke highly of one American.
I've read it many times.
Yeah, my favorite book. I hate to admit it. It's just, listen, it's a good book. I don't like Hitler. I don't agree with him. But
I mean, he good public speaker, great biography.
It was well written. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm just going to say the guy wrote a book. I mean, he painted a few paintings too, all right? Yeah. Did he kill a bunch of people? Yes, but I mean...
But he also wrote a book.
He wrote a book, and you wrote a book too, and you have a book, and your book, it's not as good as Mein Kampf, but it's still pretty good, right?
Well, I mean, that's not a fair comparison. Of course it's not as good. But it's certainly entertaining.
And is it already one of the top-selling books on Amazon?
Yes, it is actually. It was #1 in Amazon Comedy today, and oddly enough, Health, which is strange when you look at me. But it's because of the rehabs and such I went to.
Well, this is what I always say, though, Dave, and I think this is why you are relatable and people love it. Like, people love a comeback story. People like the person that's faced trials and tribulations. People like the guy that was living in his car or, whatever.
Like Hitler.
Like Hitler. Well, did he live in a Model T? I don't know if he...
No, well, it's tough to say.
It's hard to tell where Hitler lived. I know that he did live in Argentina after he faked his death, though.
Yes.
Did you see that?
Yeah, that's when he had somebody with the same handlebar mustache blow their head off with a fake woman. Or do you think it was the real...
Ava Braun?
Yeah.
Well, this is why I think it's fake that Germany was... And why are we talking about Germany so much? Not in this episode. All week we've been talking about the Holocaust. Weird. But...
Is it not Holocaust Week?
Every week on this show is Holocaust Week. But Germany was one of the first countries to actually create animal protection laws, like for conservation and animal cruelty laws.
I think that was after the 40s?
No, it was actually during. It was before. So Hitler loved animals. Was a vegetarian.
He loved dogs.
Loved them all. He was a vegetarian, and that he had addiction to sweets. They'd make him this like I'm not even kidding. I watched this documentary, and it wasn't a positive documentary, but it was
he also was addicted to meth.
He was totally addicted to meth.
And
who's not? Don't act like doing meth is bad. You and I, if we were the Hitler at the Olympics, I would be tweeting and toucan or whatever.
Well, you could buy anything.
I'd be hitting the meth pipe with Hitler all day long. I mean, I wouldn't have a choice. He'd blow my brains out.
They were like pills then. You just be like, I want some methamphetamine.
You can freebase those. You know that, Dave.
I've never done meth.
Oh, yeah. What?
Everything else I've done.
What a pussy, dude.
I know, right?
Well,
it's hardly a comeback story, seeing as I've never done meth.
And the first time is always free with meth. Like, you know what I mean? You never have to pay for meth.
It's more southern when I was doing drugs. ecstasy was more popular and stuff like that.
It's crazy to hear stories like that. Somebody else was on the show this week talking about how they would take those ecstasy tabs. And I remember I've done ecstasy a few times. You take those tabs, they were stamped. They'd have like a Jaguar on it or like a Nike sign.
Pikachu, yeah.
And you would take one of them, and the next day you would literally be suicidal because of all the serotonin in your brain. Yeah. So can you describe one of your craziest drug experience stories that?
With ecstasy?
Well, ecstasy.
With ecstasy was one where I took it, and it used to be cut with everything. Like pure MDMA is majestic. I don't know if you've ever taken it.
Yeah.
But it's if you get pure MDMA, it's wonderful. It's what they would give to like AIDS patients.
Well, they used to be legal. No, they used to.
Really, yeah.
In Dallas, it used to be legal. They would give it to marriage counselors. Would give it to couples that needed like couple therapy.
Yeah, and the guy who ran the Buyers Club.
He was on AIDS, or he had AIDS. Yeah, and he was.
It's like if you take ecstasy. This particular time, though, I took a tab, or I took two, a double-stacked Batman or some shit, I don't know. And I took it, and really all it does is it makes your skin very sensitive. People wanted to put Vicks VapoRub on your eyes for some dumb reason. You're sucking on a pacifier because what you don't realize is half of it's cut with speed and probably rat poison because it's Detroit in the 90s. So I just started turning blue. My body temperature dropped. Am I under arrest? Too long of a story?
You know exactly what the fuck that means.
Wrap it up?
You know exactly what the fuck that means. So do not sit here when you're on my fucking set.
Sorry.
And you see a red light.
I'm sorry.
What does that mean?
It means stop.
It means shut the hell up.
You're a good host.
I'm something. I know that. I know I'm something. But Dave, when it comes to drugs, like I don't like to do drugs, but I'll be honest, I'm vaping like crazy these days.
Sure, that seems fun. That's the Tesla of smoking.
It is. And I love when it's out of the vape and when you're hitting it, it tastes like electronics.
Yeah, I can imagine.
That's when you know it's good, when it has that real metal flavor on it, and then one of your eyes starts twitching really bad.
Dude, I don't get it. It looks so awful. Like smoking used to look cool. And now look at you. Look at you in that camera and tell yourself you're proud of this. It's pink, and I know you did that on purpose.
We bought this for on campus. We were with Bryce. We were filming a UTD. I was trying to be Dynasty, like a twink debater, and so I bought the vape.
You wanted to blend in, and you ended up getting hooked on vaping.
Cloud live, blowing clouds, biatch. So yeah, we just blow clouds on this show.
No, I get it. I think that's awesome. Are they a sponsor?
No. This company, no, do not do this stuff. It is very dangerous. I get this.
Nexa.
I order this on the dark web. I actually use Bitcoin to buy this, so it's actually very
nice.
expensive. So, Dave, we're talking a little bit about tariffs. This is a very informational show. Did you know some of these reciprocal tariffs from some of these countries sound absolutely insane? Did you know that?
I've heard.
So, did you know that China, and Jimmy, am I reading this right? They tax us 67% on our goods, and we only tax them 34% on theirs.
Yeah, for some of them, we're re-tariffing them back half.
Wait, China taxes us 67% on all that shitty stuff?
Yes. Temu.
Are you serious?
Yes. That's how much they charge.
How badly are they beating these children into making stuff?
Literally slave labor.
I mean, look at how much it costs anyway.
Show us real quick. We don't even need to look at these dumbass stats. Those are too hard to read.
There's a 67% hike on that?
In Vietnam, it's a 90% hike.
Are you serious?
No, I'm dead serious. And we give them a 46% tariff. And the UK.
So much labor from children.
Look at the UK. This is funny.
Okay.
They tax us 10% on goods, and we tax them 10% on goods.
That seems fair.
That seems fair as shit.
Yeah.
That's not, I mean, why can't we do this with Canada? Why, I mean, listen, I don't like right now, and I don't even want to pull it up. Speaking of, this is a Dave Portnoy-centric episode, but he went live after. Actually, I am going to pull it up because this is the most insane thing. So we're talking about the stock market, and it's not doing very well, right?
Not today, no.
And Dave, are you... what is do you have a good portfolio? I don't really have much of a portfolio. I have a little bit.
But it's in the aggressive stage.
What is that?
So when you look at it, you realize that the stock market's bad.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So you're fucked. But actually, this is a good time to buy right now because you can get stocks at discount. You can buy Bitcoin on sale. I'm not encouraging you to do that, but that's what they say. So
you can, though.
You can right now. But Dave, I think it's at 81,000. Dave had this video.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Dave had this video. Let me pull it up in the middle. Let me see. Okay. Show us and then pull this. Let's see. Let's see. Let me find it.
XRP at 205. Restoration Heart.
Hold on.
I think he's smart.
Hold on. We got to find it.
There. When the people need me, I'm there. When the chips are down, I'm there.
Listen, what
When
happens.
there's blood in the streets, I'm there. When people are getting their livelihoods wiped out, I'm there. When people need a face they can turn to that they can trust, I'm there. When their 401k is gone, I'm there. When their crypto is gone, I'm there. So I said, Dave, you're sick as a dog. You're getting IV bags in, you're puking, you don't like the needles going to your things. America needs you. So I said, get the machines going. We're going to do a special edition of DDTG. And it's Tariff City. Trump has put his tariffs all over the place.
Look what he's about to say.
I've been trying to understand him. I don't. Like, it's more a trade deficit tariff to me. Like, hey, we get this much shit from you and you get this much from us. Let's even that up. Let's get some wacky formula and do tariffs. And everything's in the shitter because of it. So I said, Dave, pick yourself up. It's okay that you don't feel good. You got to get to the people. The people
Use
need
that
you.
light.
Get on
Yeah,
DG.
he needs a light, but hurry up and
By cracking
say what you're going to say, Dave.
my crypto or what I got left of it.
Well, listen, this is it.
I almost tweeted out, Dave, how much are you down right now and today? 7 million. I'm down $7 million in stocks and crypto. The good news, if you told me when I was just a young buck handing out newspapers, I'd lose 7 million in the stock market in one day and drag myself out of bed to be in front of you, I'd say, no chance. When's Dave gonna have 7 million to lose in a day? So how do I?
Well, he's finding the silver lining. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, well, the whole speech was stolen from Rudy, but yeah.
basically. Okay, so this clip, we only have about 15 minutes
It's good
left.
he's modest.
He is very modest. When him and I were fighting, and I do want to apologize. I'm in the fences. I do mean that, Dave. But when we were fighting, he says like one of his quotes was like, I'll sleep tight on my $25 million. Like literally in his DMs with me, talking about how he'll sleep because he's so rich. But hey, the guy's rich. I mean, he doesn't need to be ashamed of being rich. But
No.
Speaking of another rich guy, have you?
25 mil.
25 mil is what he said to me.
I thought it'd be more.
Well, this is when he did that.
Kind of disappointing.
Well, Penn owned his company at the time. He sold out, so that's when he got a bunch of money, and then he ended up buying the company back for $1 or something. I don't know, but he's got a bunch of money. We don't need to feel sorry for Dave, but we do need to feel a little sorry for this next guy. But I think he's having a comeback. Do you remember the guy from the movie Philadelphia, the black guy?
Yes. Denzel Washington?
No, I thought it was. Who's the black guy? Wasn't Will Smith in Philadelphia, Jimmy?
I'm not sure.
Was that Tom Hanks?
Tom Hanks was the black guy in Philadelphia.
I thought Will Smith was gay in a movie.
Yeah, he was. I think every one of them.
No.
You mean 6 Degrees of Separation?
Was that the one where he was gay?
Yes. It's like his first one.
That was his first movie. Why do they always do that?
Well, because, setting precedents.
Dave is right. It's 6 Degrees of Separation.
He had just joined Scientology right after. Yeah, it was 6 Degrees of Separation.
Yeah, that was actually a good movie. I couldn't remember the name of it. But Will, he gets a lot of grief. But personally, I love The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That was my favorite show.
Me too.
I mean, who doesn't like that show?
It's amazing.
One of the best. Carlton. I mean, Carlton is like such a great dancer.
And he's killing it.
He's doing great. I think he won
America's
Dancing
Funniest Videos.
Yeah, and he won Dancing with the Stars recently, I believe. So it was a great, iconic show. And I also liked getting jiggy with it. And I remember Will Smith that said, specifically at the MTV VMAs, I believe he said, I don't need to cuss in my records to, I don't need to cuss to sell records, basically.
That's correct. He's never sworn on a record.
Well,
as opposed to every one of his movies.
That he does swear, and he has gay sex.
It was like when Bad Boys 2 came out.
Bad Boys 2, I think didn't they come out with another one?
They did.
Was it good?
No.
Was there any nudity?
No, there wasn't any nudity.
That's why I
There really wasn't any nudity in the other ones, though.
I feel like there was some thongage, but
there was some good thongage.
There was some
Miami.
Yeah, well, that's where Miami is. That's what they're about. They like the thong there. But we're having a resurgence of Will Smith's rap career, and he's adopting a different style.
Okay.
And you might find it kind of unusual. At least I did. So I want to get your initial reaction. Oh shoot, I got to play it. I'm such an idiot. Sorry about that. I thought we had a saw it, and That's on me, guys. I mean, let me pull this up because this video is just, I think it's actually pretty good. So did you like getting jiggy with it and all that stuff from Will Smith?
Not that one, but I did enjoy Summertime. Parents Just Don't Understand.
You're telling me
DJ Jazzy
that was
Jeff and the
before,
Fresh
but you
Prince.
didn't, you like Men in Black? You didn't like that, Men in Black?
I mean, no. Like,
What did you listen to, dude? You're a demon, man. You're a demon,
what
dude.
did I listen to? Good
Yeah.
music.
Better than Will Smith, dude?
I know, it's hard to believe.
What was it, Will? Here comes the Men in Black.
Right. It paired with the movie.
Galaxy's Defender.
Right.
Here. How could you not like that, Dave?
I didn't, look,
Were you on drugs at the time? You should think you would have loved it.
no, it makes it worse. If you're listening to
Drugs always make music better, Dave.
No.
I know you're trying to be funny. There's no instance where you can do. The only reason people go to concerts, I believe, are to do drugs.
Well, you interrupted my whole story where it ended with Men in Black songs, so no, I don't want to do it anymore.
Well, okay, please, I'm sorry.
No, it was your fault. Go ahead.
And you were talking so much shit about Men in Black. I'm just not gonna let that happen on my set.
I didn't say
on your
Men-
set,
I didn't say I
you want to
didn't
slander
enjoy the
Men in Black?
movie.
Oh, Tommy Lee Jones is gay. You say that on my set and see what happens. Say Tommy Lee Jones is a homosexual.
I don't think he is.
Say it.
I don't want to say it. Okay, Tommy Lee Jones.
Don't say it. He watches the show, Dave. Thank
okay.
you.
I
Thank
think-
you, Mr. Lee
I
Jones.
think Tommy. Sorry, Tommy. We all know. I loved you as Two-Face.
Batman was great. So, speaking of Tommy Lee Jones's best friend, Will Smith, who accidentally slapped Chris Rock because Chris Rock said something rude about Jada Pinkett Smith, who, personally, she's very unlikable. I mean, nobody really likes Jada Pinkett Smith. Her hair, she didn't even have hair. She's like banging her son's friends. She's disgusting. Will Smith, though, he might be a Scientologist, might be this and that. He might be gay. Suppose he had sex with Uncle Phil, or not Uncle Phil.
He didn't
Carl
have-
Weathers. Not Carl Weathers. No, supposedly Will Smith had sex with.
Banging Uncle Phil.
No, the dad from Urkel. Who's the dad from all?
It's Reginald Vell Johnson.
Yes, he's supposed
Carl
to.
Winslow.
Carl
Which
Winslow.
somehow doesn't make it better, but it does make it better because even though they weren't related, that just feels incestuous.
It feels incestuous.
Bang Uncle Phil.
No, it seems like his dad. He's banging his dad, but
If I walked in on him banging Carl, I'd be like, oh, cool, two of my favorite shows are combining.
talk about a crossover episode.
Wouldn't that be nice? And it could be a very special episode because they get AIDS.
Well, that would not be good. But
That would be terrible.
And we've lost a lot of good people to AIDS. Charlie Sheen, Magic Johnson. Who else?
R.I.P.
I have AIDS, but I don't want to talk about it. All right, let's watch this.
Okay, I like this. Yeah, y'all got me a little nervous. I know that I be on some other shit. I know that I'm different. I be on some y'all don't understand it. I don't mention it. Made it to the top of Hollywood without a membership.
He's great.
Yeah.
Oh, he crushes it.
I switched to my December shit. I be over
Shit again?
I be having trouble with. Let them run their mouths. I mean, really, that's what come with
What's
this.
on the table? Is it?
A food. You'll see why at the end. It's
Okay.
good.
They want me to be done with it, but I'm still having fun with it. Writing songs, writing checks, writing history, righting wrongs, but I'm still right mentally. I go to sleep and my ancestors visit me. They surrounded me, gave me the vision vividly, gave me a lion to protect me in this industry. Now I just walk and he chew through my enemies. Feel like I'm just getting started, they tried to finish me. I'm like the universe, infinite, there's no end in me.
That's good.
Yeah, it is good.
Watch Will, y'all. This is the bounce back. Here come the bounce back. Keep your eyes.
That wasn't good.
But still, I mean, to do this in one take, you know how hard this is.
No, it's solid. The growling should stop.
Yeah, I took a knee. Never threw in the towel, though. Hip hop's Messi, Neymar, and Ronaldo. Goal scored on these boys. I done won damn near every single award on these boys. Sold out movie theaters and even tours on these boys. Feeling like a mop wipe the floor with these boys. People ask me how I do it. I just bite off more than I can chew. Then I chew it. Yeah, y'all jokers thought I blew it.
It's good.
I pulled the pin out the grenade on purpose when I threw it. And even though I'm an action star, sometimes I'ma act bizarre.
That's good. That's a bizarre D12 reference.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
Not just an actor, y'all.
I like D12.
They were great.
This is the bounce back. Watch watch, will y'all? This is the bounce back. Here come the bounce back. Keep your eyes on him. This is the bounce back.
Yeah, he's talented.
Let's eat. That's good. That's why he had the food there. So
I'm so glad that wasn't a KFC commercial because I thought that was going to be what it was.
I would make me buy KFC.
I would buy the shit out of KFC after that.
What is your favorite fast food? Because you're on the road a lot. I know as a
KFC
comic.
was in the 80s. That was so good.
It was so good.
90s.
Colonel
so
Sanders.
Delightful.
He was,
yeah.
He was
R.I.P.
And I think he was in the Illuminati, and that they said
was.
His fingerprints were all over the terror test.
You don't get 11 herbs and spices because you're not in the Illuminati.
That's how you know. That's how those are secret herbs and spices because the Illuminati has special spices that we can't even get access to.
Exactly.
It makes food taste good. So we love it. Now, we only have a few minutes left. We want to run through a couple things. Now, we've had a jokey episode. We had a very emotional episode. I try to apologize. But I want to talk about something serious that is really bad. Right now, in our Metroplex, we are facing a very traumatic event that people are very upset about. A young student named Austin Metcalf, who was his team's football captain, he was an MVP, great player, was at a track meet, and was stabbed to death in the heart. So how long is that, Saw it? Let's play like 30 seconds of it, and I want to get Dave's initial reaction. So let's watch a little bit of this.
There was this kid, before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." And he's like, "Make me move." Austin grabbed his backpack. The kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I look at my brother, and then I'm not going to talk about the rest.
So Dave, this is like a reverse Trayvon Martin.
Oh, good. Let's do this. Happy to be here. I think it's very sad.
It is very sad.
People shouldn't stab people, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say that.
Do you think it's weird that 13% of the population commit 64% of the violent crimes?
I'm not sure what you're referencing.
I'm not referencing anything. I'm just.
Oh, that's just the
fact. Just saying numbers. Just saying numbers.
I think that would be ironic.
See, I disagree with you. I do think black people can code. Now let's watch this next video.
Okay.
Which it's Saw
number 4.
Okay. Now we finna hit a lick in Python. So in the Grove, we got this list of houses we finna hit, and each house got a certain amount of money. We trying to steal the most bread, but we got a problem. The houses are arranged in a circle. This means the first and last houses are neighbors. We can't rob houses that are next to each other, or 12 gonna come. If you really think about it, we got like 3 options. Either the house list only got 1 house in it, so we return that because we ain't got no more houses to hit. Or we can start with the first house, then skip the next one. So it's gonna look like hit, skip, hit, skip, hit, skip. Just keep alternating, then return the sum. Or we can skip the first house, then hit the second house. So it's gonna look like skip, hit, and just keep alternating, then return the sum. So we create the rob function to return the best lick. But if you look inside the return statement, you see it calls the slide function. And the slide function is to help us pick which house we should rob. Rob the current house and add this money to what we got 2 houses back, since we can't rob 2 houses that's next to each other, or skip this house and keep the best amount we collected so far. And since we got best max equal to the total, which is the best option, we're gonna return that, then we're gonna have our max lick. Finally, we look back at the rob function. We use list slicing in 2 ways. One checks the max amount without the first house, and the other checks the max amount without the last house.
I think we should take computers out of public schools. What about you?
I think that guy should teach in public schools. That's impressive. They should make a movie about him where he's like a hero teacher. I mean, that was incredible.
That guy's a genius.
I mean, he's a genius.
He's never been caught.
No, he's using it for the worst thing imaginable, which I kind of like about it.
Well, I think rape is worse than breaking and entering, so it's not the worst.
Well, it depends who you catch. You don't know what he's
Depends on
going to
who you
do.
rape, too. All right, Dave, thank you for joining us. This has been a great show. It's always a pleasure to have an established, esteemed individual like yourself. So tell us, though, before you go, about your book and where can people get it and how can they support you?
Party of One, a fuzzy memoir. Go to Amazon.com. You can get it there, paperback, Kindle, they're called.
Yes, they like the Kindle.
And then I'm going to do an Audible. So, yeah.
And then I forgot to mention one thing. I didn't even want to get into it. I didn't want to play the clip or anything. A guy's coming after me now, a guy that I once kind of considered a friend, and the show's over, so you can be succinct with your answer, but I want to bring it up. A guy that I like, a guy that I think's funny, a guy that you know too, that you had a legendary interaction with this man on Opie Hughes' podcast, Kevin Brennan. Now, Kevin has been attacking me lately, coming after my beautiful, lovely lady, prepaid wireless. So I don't like that, Kevin. You can literally fuck off. But Kevin, I do believe, and I would say this to his face, he's jealous of the success that you had with Anthony Cumia. And Anthony is obviously one of the most talented broadcasters in the world, and that in a way, he actually had a show where he was kind of co-hosting years later with Anthony. That's just kind of random. So one of the reasons that he didn't like you, I guess, is because you were Anthony's co-host, and then he became Anthony's co-host. That's what I find hypocritical and funny about it. So real quick,
I wasn't his co-host yet.
Oh, when you had the Opie thing, you weren't the co-host?
I wasn't. It was on Jim and Sam.
That was Jim and Sam's show. Yeah. And you guys just got in an argument.
Nobody really heard it.
Yeah, nobody saw it, but that clip is so funny. But Kevin, he's a guy that lost to Dave Chappelle. He's a guy that his brother is much more successful than him. And so I think that he's never going to truly be happy, but Kevin is very funny. So what is your opinion? Because I know that Kevin Brennan fans watch his show. They're going to clip it. So at least, I would like one statement of Kevin Brennan, if you can.
He is funny. It was 7 years ago.
He's no longer funny?
No, he is funny.
He is a funny guy.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with Kevin. Kevin had an issue with me.
That's what I'm saying. Kevin talks shit, and I try to tell him not to, and that's what I'm saying. Kevin, he literally said, "Oh, my girlfriend's this and that." So I just want to say, Kevin, you don't need to be mean to me and Dave. Dave likes you. Dave respects you. I respect you. So, Kevin, listen, I shouldn't just do this for Dave, but we're extending an olive branch of peace and unity. This is an episode about peace and unity. So I would like peace and unity with Dave Portnoy and Barstool. Dave would like peace and unity from you freaks over there at the Kevin Brennan-verse. So, Dave, thank you for being such a great guest.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, guys, we end the show the same way every time with the freestyle finale. So, DJ, hit that beat! Yo! Vape in my mouth because I'm from the South. And I got that clout. Blowing smoke, high on coke. No, I don't tell a joke. That is Dave's job. You can computer code how to rob. I don't give a damn what you say. Vin Diesel isn't gay.
Dave's job.
Dave's job. Roll call. All right, guys. I love you. Everybody go buy Dave's freaking book, even though I know you idiots can't read. But thank you for watching the show. I love you guys. Peace and good night.